Hello everybody and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from just a regular dude. Where I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, I react to YouTube videos, and I also review YouTube channels. And I just do whatever the hell I want. Today I'm doing top 9 paranormal entities in the world. And this is from a channel called EdgeofNightfall. So, let me get my headphones on. And let's check this one out right now.
Paranormal lore has always been a fascination for many people across the world. Tales of different kinds of entities have been told in various parts of the globe. Some connecting to myths and legends that date back to ancient civilization. Others have become a very recent phenomenon. Today we explore the 9 most popular and terrifying paranormal entities in the world.
I like the production value on this channel. It's pretty cool.
They're the oldest and most well-known dark entities in history. Demons play a vital part in every religion and spiritual practice, and are one of the most controversial topics in the world of the paranormal. The most common belief is that demons are fallen angels cast down from heaven to earth, and as a result cause pain and misery for human beings, attempting to turn people from God. Some paranormal investigators have a different view, however, and believe these beings to be purely predatory spirits of the astral realm with no known origin. They believe that demons feed off people energetically, and in doing so bring damage to their health and relationships. While most people tend to believe these beings are purely negative, there are occult traditions that take a radically different stance on the topic, and view these beings as teachers of the dark and primal aspects of nature, who embody an understanding of forbidden wisdom. There is evidence to suggest that the origin of the word demon actually comes from the Greek word daemon, which means a spirit between the gods and the mortal world, and wasn't actually negative or positive originally, but was meant to be between good and evil.
I don't know. I've always thought that demons were never a being. They're not a spirit. They were just there. I don't know how to explain it, but that's how it's always been explained to me. I think he kind of said that in one part of it, and I don't think there's anything good about a demon. Like he said, they're between good and evil or whatever. I think they're just evil, in my opinion. I don't know.
While demons are typically known as beings whose sole purpose is to bring pain and suffering, there is a specific type of demon who ultimately does just that, is said to be an exception to this rule. A succubus is a demon who disguises itself as an attractive female in order to seduce a man during the night. While this may sound appealing, continual intercourse with a succubus is said to slowly drain a person of their energy, until eventually their health decays, resulting in an early death. While the pleasure in the moment is said to be incredible, this experience does come with a cost. They're said to come during the night, although some people can sense their presence and experience the stimuli while in a fully conscious state. When awake, the individual being attacked will feel a sudden sexual urge for no apparent reason, as well as an otherworldly presence. Succubus are also said to bring dreams and fantasies of great sexual perversion. Their male counterpart is known as an incubus, and essentially does the same thing as a succubus, but for individuals attracted to males.
So maybe when you were a kid and you had a wet dream, maybe it was a succubus. That's kind of scary, huh?
The idea of your loved ones remaining on Earth after their passing, and always looking after you while in spirit form, may sound like an appealing concept to those who miss their relatives. However, this may not be as appealing as you might think, as ghosts typically remain on Earth for dark and disturbing reasons. Ghosts are said to be spirits of the dead who can't pass peacefully onto the afterlife due to unresolved issues from their lives on Earth that keep them in a continual loop in an alternate dimension that is close to ours. As a result, ghosts typically haunt places such as old houses, graveyards,
can't find their
hospitals, insane asylums, and even castles. In fact, all throughout history, there have been stories told of ghost hauntings, from ancient Japan all the way to the early 1900s and even during World War II. There are various signs of ghosts' presence. It usually starts off with something simple, such as a feeling of being watched in your own home, or a random feeling of dread and fear. These signs typically grow into things like witnessing a see-through figure walking around your home, hearing a child's laugh around a corner when no one is around, or in the most intense case, physical objects being moved or flung across the room. Getting a ghost to cross through the other side is said to be a difficult task, as there is often a specific method to satisfying them, which is solely based on the specific events that took place during their time on Earth. For this reason, satisfying a ghost often takes serious research to uncover the spirit's dreadful past.
The Greys. Aliens.
The concept of alien life forms could potentially bring to mind endless possibilities as to what a creature from outer space might actually look like. However, the common modern-day depiction of aliens remains somewhat the same. A small, thin, and frail gray body generally resembles...
Okay, there's a lot of different aliens, though, according to what they say and everything. They also got the lizard people. They've got the Nordics that are like blonde, blue eyes, real beautiful looking, you know. So, this is the most common, though, is the Greys. But I've heard of all kinds of different ones.
The human structure, and an oversized head with large, slanted, pitch-black eyes without any visible pupils. This stereotype comes from an array of many reports of alleged contact with aliens, all with very similar descriptions of the creatures encountered. There are a few variations of the depictions, however. While most describe these beings as having light gray skin, some have claimed the aliens have a hint of color to them, such as a bluish or even a greenish tint to it. Another difference in description is size. These gray creatures were initially said to be 2 to 4 feet, but later descriptions portray them as very tall, even taller than humans in some cases. While they're generally thought to almost look like a very distant hybrid of human, they lack some basic human features, such as not having any visible genitals, ears, hair, or noses. To add to the creepiness factor, the stories of abductions by these beings are nothing short of terrifying.
Yeah, no shit.
The experience is said to be extremely emotionally and psychologically traumatic, especially when the aliens look straight into your eyes with a horrific soul-piercing gaze, which usually triggers a type of trance-like state in the victim until they eventually black out. Many
Don't black out.
You
gotta watch the rest of the video.
The Greys have emerged, ranging from the Greys abducting humans for experimentation to the government working with the Greys to learn their technology for U.S. military advancement.
Yeah, Area 51. I've heard about this the last few years. It's gotten
If there
big.
are two things that can make
Man.
a paranormal encounter even more terrifying, it's having the entity in your home, but also being pinned to your bed, not being able to move while the entity is coming towards you. People have told stories of a tall, dark man wearing what looks like a trench coat and a hat, completely covered in shadow.
And I've never
and
seen
any
it. I hope I never
facial
do.
features he might have. He has also been reported by some as carrying a briefcase and/or a cane, and some have depicted him having piercing red eyes. He has been named the Hat Man, and he is known to visit people in the night, interrupting their sleep to announce his sinister presence. He often has a reason for haunting specific people, as the individuals who tell of these encounters usually experience them in a very dark time in their lives. Some have claimed the being spoke to them in riddles that pertain to their dark and difficult emotional struggles, as if he plays a vital part in their suffering. There are also instances where entire families have seen this figure out of the corner of their eyes, lurking about their house, all sharing the same description of the cloaked wraith. This experience is similar to the shadow people phenomenon, but not quite, as this being does have a much stronger presence. However, some accounts do claim to see this figure with shadow people in their homes at the same time. Being woken up to an encounter with him is known as sleep paralysis, and involves being temporarily paralyzed, only able to move your eyes. That's when the entity either communicates or gives you a demonic glare along with an intense pressure on your chest, as if to crush the life out of you. This sleep paralysis is a horrifying experience that thousands of people all over the world have endured.
I've had sleep paralysis.
Theories of what this Hatman is range from a demonic astral being to a time traveler due to his human appearance.
Oh, okay, I've had sleep paralysis where I was laying there and I couldn't move, and I would fight it and fight it and fight it, and finally like breaks free, but I've never saw anything. My sister, on the other hand, had an experience. I would have been a junior in high school because of where we were living and everything, but the house we were living in, I really truly do believe that house had something bad happen in it. But my sister had a reoccurring one where she was asleep and she woke up and she swears to God that she was awake, and there was actually something on top of her, and he was holding her arms down and laughing, and he had like a jester's hat with the bells and everything on it. She had that happen more than once. She had quite a few paranormal experiences though. She had one dream that's really bizarre, because she said that I was at the top of a slide, and I was at the age like 15, 16 years old, and as I went down the slide and hit the bottom, I was a little kid. Now, is that weird or what? I'd say weird.
A being known as the Old Hag is another terrifying night tormentor encountered during sleep paralysis. Most would say she is even more terrifying than the Hat Man. The Old Hag is a hideously deformed elderly woman that slowly climbs up onto your bed, crawls on top of your chest, and leans in on you, looking down at you dead in the eyes. While she stares into your soul, there's nothing you can do but scream on the inside. This experience is said to be extremely lifelike, with nearly all senses present during the encounter. In older cultures, this experience was said to be a visit from an evil witch putting curses on her defenseless victims.
That's what I was thinking, is a witch.
Nowadays, believers in the paranormal theorize that it's either demonic or a visit from an extraterrestrial of some kind.
Who knows? Doppelgangers. Isn't that pretty much a ghost?
Most of the time, paranormal activity is usually experienced by average everyday people with little to no fame status. However, seeing doppelgangers is a phenomenon in which many famous and even legendary figures have experienced, most often to their detriment. A doppelganger is an exact look-alike of a person, but existing in a parallel dimension. Some hold the opinion that a doppelganger is a result of a glitch in reality, and that seeing one is a glimpse into a parallel universe. However, the most common view is that these are separate entities or dark alter egos whose sole purpose is to bring an unfortunate end to the person it's portraying. Abraham
I don't
Lincoln
think
by
that's it.
far had one of the most well-known accounts of this experience. While laying on a couch directly across a mirror, he saw a double of his own face. However, this face was pale, resembling a dead version of him. Startled and filled with curiosity, he told his wife about the occurrence, which frightened her greatly, even more than it did him. She
Yeah, well,
claimed it
from
was
what
a
I've
sign
heard,
that Abraham
Lincoln's
would die
wife was
before his
batshit
second term
crazy.
was over. She was correct, as he was assassinated only a month after being elected again.
A lot of paranormal stuff about Abraham Lincoln that I've heard about. His wife especially, I think, was really into the paranormal. Have any of you, do you know of having a doppelganger or anything? I've never seen another mean Gene anywhere, so I don't know.
People generally find the idea of ghosts and entities creepy due to the idea that these beings can be all around you without you knowing where they are. But there is a specific type of entity that embodies this quality even more so than any other paranormal being. They've been named shadow people, as these figures resemble the outline or shadow of a human figure.
I saw that once
They're
out of
seen
the
in
corner of my
of
eye.
one's
Yeah.
eyes, whether that be seeing the shadow quickly dart
Yeah, it's
past you
quick.
or staring you down at the end of a long hallway. Usually, there are multiple shadow people in a single location, and people theorize that they also feed off negative energy, while simultaneously causing the suffering in the lives of their victims. The strangest thing is, these bizarre figures have only been reported in recent times, and have no trace anywhere in ancient history.
Okay, when I saw the shadow, I was standing in my kitchen, and it was just so quick. It was just to the left, and I just turned, and it was gone. I never did feel threatened, though. And as far as like him saying feeds off negative energy, I remember distinctly that I was in a good mood. So I wasn't negative in any way, shape, or form. So I don't think it's all negative. I never felt threatened. I was never afraid. I was just kind of like, must be the woman that died here, because a woman did die in that house, an old lady.
Black-eyed children are a recent phenomenon starting in the late 90s, and since then have captivated paranormal enthusiasts,
Don't let 'em
becoming one
in.
of the most talked about supernatural legends. They're said to be small children who walk up to your door in the dead of night, knocking continuously until you answer. Once you do, they ask profusely if they can come inside your home, making eerie reasons as to why they must. When you deny them, the request soon turns to a demand, and at a certain point they reveal their faces. Their faces are often pale, and their ages seem to range from very young children to early teenagers. But one physical quality that they all embody are pitch black eyes, which reveal their soulless and demonic nature. Usually in these stories, the person witnessing this slams the door in the children's faces. Once they peek out their front window, the children are gone, as if they vanished in thin air. Many people believe that these are the souls of murdered children, that they haunt the town or general area that they were murdered in. Others believe these to be demonic manifestations of some kind. Whatever the case may be, comment below and let me know what you guys think about these different beings. Which ones do you believe are real, and which ones do you think are fake or have doubts on? Let me know in the comment section down below, and if you haven't already, click the like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more upcoming videos.
Okay, as far as the black-eyed children, I think they're probably demonic or something like that. I don't think they're the souls of murdered children. Why are they going to be trapped like that and so evil and demanding to be let in and everything? But that was Edge of Nightfall. Top 9 paranormal entities in the world. I like that channel. I like it quite a bit, actually, and I'm going to subscribe to that. How about a joke? This is going to be a long one. So I hope you like it.
A visiting professor at a Florida State University is giving a seminar on the supernatural. To get a feel for his audience, he asks, "How many people here believe in ghosts?" About 90 students raise their hands. "Well, that's a good start. Out of those of you who do believe in ghosts, do any of you think you ever have seen a ghost?" About 40 students raised their hands. "Well, that's really good. I'm really glad you take this seriously. Has anyone here ever talked to a ghost?" 15 students raised their hands. "Well, that's a great response. Has anyone here ever touched a ghost?" 3 students raised their hands. "That's fantastic. But let me ask you one question further. Have any of you ever made love to a ghost?" 1 student in the back raises his hand. The professor is astonished. He takes off his glasses, takes a step back, and says, "Son, all the years I've been giving this lecture, no one has ever claimed to have slept with a ghost. You've got to come up here and tell us about your experience." The redneck student replies with a nod and a grin and begins to make his way up to the podium. The professor says, "Well, tell us what it's like to have sex with a ghost." The student replies, "Ghost? Damn! From back there, I thought you said goats."
Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hashtag Mean Gene, all that fun stuff. And I will see you next time.